In verse 12 of Genesis 13, Lot pitched his tent towards Sodom. Now notice he's not actually in the city of Sodom, which he and everybody else knew was just full of wickedness. There was no question that was not a place to be, at least for God's people. So it says he pitched his tent and he's outside on the plains. But then what happens? Presumably he starts going to the city. I mean, you can't camp outside of Las Vegas and see all the lights and just not go in at some point. Lot's wife was like, yo, we got loot. We got money. What are we doing in this tent? They got houses up in there. They got 3- and 4-story mansions, bamboo floors, new countertops, new appliances. What are we doing in this tent? So he's a businessman. So he probably goes in and does some business, makes some friends, gets invited to parties here and there. Some he turns down, some he goes to the casino. Doesn't go in, just checking it out from the outside. Or if he does go in, he doesn't gamble. He may go to the counter and order a club soda. He's not going to drink any alcohol. Checking out some of the houses, seeing what the market's like. But by Genesis chapter 14, we see that Lot is now living in Sodom. So he's moved from the plains outside the city to chapter 14, where he's actually in Sodom. Now, at this point, Sodom and the 4 nations that they are allied with revolt against King Chedorlaomer, he's the king of Elam. They've had Sodom under subjection for 12 years, paying taxes to them, and Sodom decides to revolt. We're changing the conditions. We don't want to pay anymore. We're out. So Chedorlaomer and his squad, they come through, wipe out their armies, ransack the city, and they take the people of Sodom captive, including Lot and his family. And what does Abraham do? He finds out about the attack, finds out his nephew is in a bad situation. Does he abandon Lot altogether? He could have been like, I told him them Sodom folks was not to be trifled with. I told him not to hang out with them. No. He gets up, gathers his little army of 318, puts himself in harm's way, and they rescue him. It's actually a very similar story to Gideon and his 300, how they attacked the Midianites from all sides. Abraham and his little army pursue the enemy, drive them out, and they rescue everyone. Here's the thing. When God separates you from someone that you were close to, or he shows you through an untenable situation like the one between Abraham and Lot, that relationship could not continue its current course, even from a distance, you're looking for any and every opportunity to witness, not condemn. And when they get into trouble, you're looking for any and every opportunity to rescue and to help, not pass judgment. But you're not going to enable them either. And this is the same situation with Lot. Like, this should have been a warning to Lot. Because even though Abraham probably spoke in love, he didn't judge him. He wasn't condescending. After he rescues him and they all survive by the skin of their teeth, he likely suggested, maybe Sodom is not the place for you. Them boys could come back. Like, remember, Abraham's army was small. Their mission was not to wipe out this overwhelming force that outnumbered them. Their mission was to get back the hostages. So now that they drove them out, they can come back with a vengeance and just wipe them out. Because the first attack by Chedorlaomer was not personal. It was about them putting down the rebellion, getting them back under submission, and getting them to pay taxes again, because dead men pay no dues. But now they coming through with a vengeance. And this is total annihilation. They're not taking any prisoners. And so Abraham may have said, Lot, there's no time better than the present to get up out of Dodge. Come on back with me. We'll make room for you and your family. At least you'll be safe. And Lot probably was like, Unc, I'm a businessman just like you. You see what happened in Sodom? The stock market has plummeted. This is go time. Property prices are at rock bottom. So everyone else is selling. I have money. It's buy low time. I can clean up. I can be 1,000 times richer than I am now. So I ain't leaving. This is prime opportunity for me to come up. And we see that by Genesis 19, Lot's no longer in a tent. He's no longer in the plains outside the city. Maybe he was in a condo in the outskirts of Sodom. Now he's at the city gate. He's on a strip. He's in the middle of the action. And now it says he has a house. He's in a gated community. He's got his Olympic-sized pool, a 6-car garage. He is living the life. And meanwhile, Abraham's told by God that he's about to destroy Sodom because of his wickedness. And by this point, Abraham could have said, well, I told Lot time and time again about Sodom. He refused to listen. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. And he's on his own. And this is what we do with friends or family that keep getting to bad situations. So we bail them out. We lecture them over and over again to keep making the same mistakes. Keep coming around and say, yo, let me hold $100. I'll get you back on payday. Knowing full well they're not going to pay you a dime. You know, you told them not to marry that crazy man or woman, and now they're at each other's throats. You told them not to be up partying and drinking all night, showing up to work late, half asleep, and now they've been fired from their third job in 3 months. You know, whatever the end result is, you might be like, I did my best, and you reason that maybe them getting their comeuppance will do them some good. But this is not what Abraham does with Lot. He doesn't give up. He intercedes on behalf of his family member. He reasons that the time that he spent with Lot, there was some seed of righteousness that was planted in him. So he bargains with God and gets him down to 10, being the number of righteous people that if God finds in the city, he will spare the entire place from destruction. Back in Sodom, Lot's chilling in his penthouse, probably one of several properties he owns at this point, and 2 angels disguised as men come to visit his house. So now it's late at night, and they test him, and I believe, by saying, yo, we're going to go ahead and sleep outside. And Lot's like, nah, don't let the hot tub in the back fool you. Sodom ain't no joke, especially at night. Known for jacking the brother. That's all they do. You know, you need to come on in the house. So to me, this is a test because the angels, if I'm the angels, I'm thinking, Lot, you recognize this place is exceedingly wicked. So 2 questions. 1, why hasn't your influence made an impact on the state of your community? And 2, if you weren't able to positively influence them to where now it's not even safe to be outside, why are you still here? Think about yourself. If the friends that you regularly associate with are so vile and they're so unpredictable that you wouldn't bring around your mama, your children, your pastor, or any decent folk, you probably shouldn't be spending time with them, or at least significant time with them. You know, at some point you have come to that untenable situation. And now instead of them, you influencing them, they're negatively influencing you.